McNair gives it to George, running right up the middle. Touchdown! Titans! There are no flags on the field! It's a miracle!
Safety, now you're one-on-one with it.
Shows why he's the man! In trouble. Sack!
What's up, Titan Nation? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already to the Mr. Titan Show. Hope you guys have a great day, and always, tighten up. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Titan Nation, welcome back. Today, we are breaking down, unfortunately, the Jags beating the Tennessee Titans. I have my man, Turron Davenport, with me. How you doing, Turron?
I'm doing well, man. You caught me post-workout, so I got some energy for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been a minute since I had you on, but I appreciate you having on. I think the last time I had you on was maybe about 2 years ago. I was a lot skinnier, had less of a beard, but you're still looking sharp, bro. I mean, I need to get on your level, man.
Oh, man, you're doing just fine.
All right, let's talk about this, bro.
Yeah.
It looks like we're like Mike Rabel says, they're crossroads, and it doesn't look good for the Tennessee Titans. I mean, I don't know if it's time to press the panic button. If you look at Twitter, everyone's pressing the panic button. What do you think is happening with this team? Obviously, we lose to the Jags, 4 turnovers, which I feel like you erase some of those turnovers. I think the Tennessee Titans have a better chance of winning that game. They were moving the ball on offense, but I mean, critical conditions. You can't turn the ball over 4 times. Any team in the NFL. What's your take on that, man?
Yeah, you're right. The 4 turnovers, that's really where the problem was. And you figure the Jaguars are able to convert those 4 turnovers into 20 points. And then also, I know a lot of analytics people because they can't place a formula or algorithm on it, but there's this thing called momentum that totally exists in games. And if you go back to Derrick Henry's first fumble, well, I'm not gonna call the second one a fumble. It was a botch snap. The snap was low. But you go back to the fumble that he had where he broke the tackle and he was along the sideline, and number 50 he was like a shark in the water, just kind of like,
he knew it.
Unloaded on him. And you know that was the reason why Henry fumbled, just because also you got to look how the ball, it just like went up in the air and Josh Allen just grabbed it real quick. But that play right there
switched everything.
Turned everything around. That shifted the whole – that turned everything around because the Titans were driving. And they were getting ready to score. Whether that had been 3 points or 7 points, it would have been a score before halftime. And that really would have set the tone leading into the second half. But instead, you saw what happened. Jacksonville was able to drive. I believe that was when they got the Zay Jones touchdown. I believe
you're right. Right before half. Right before half.
Yeah, so you had that happen, and we know how this team is coming out in the second half. You know, they've had plenty of times where they had 3 and outs. They were averaging entering yesterday's game 5.2 points per second half, dead last in the NFL. It was kind of written there.
Now, Tehran, everyone says, right? Everyone says, I mean, you've heard it before, the Todd Downey talk, this and that, you know, daily. And I don't like to pinpoint one person. Again, football is a team sport, right? You can't just blame one person. Again, it's not Todd Downey's fault about the 4 turnovers. I mean, it's not out of the man's hand. Play calling could be a little bit shaky. I understand where that could happen. Yes, I understand. Where do you see the 3 biggest holes this Tennessee Titans defense has, or I mean this team in general? I mean, obviously, injuries play a big role in this. What else?
Yeah, I think it starts with the roster. And, I mean, you got to face the facts. When you look, if you're a defensive coordinator and you're going against the Titans, what are you going to do? All right, look, this week we got to take 22 out of the game. We take him out of the game, there's not really much left, right? Yep. So that's the problem. And that's why the A.J. Brown situation is so it's frustrating. Like if I was a Titans fan or had a horse in the race, like I would be very frustrated because AJ Brown was that guy to where now you got to be like, okay, we got to stop 22, but if we stop 22, 11, let's figure out how to balance this out, right? And when he left the building, that took away from all possibilities as far as killing. And I'm not saying beating, I'm talking about killing, murdering one-on-one coverage on the outside, and they have to do that consistently, and they're not doing that. So you have that, right? When you have limited talent, you have to have the scheme right, okay? Case in point, you look at, it was a 3rd and long on that first series, right? And Nick Westbrook-Ikhine had a 15-yard catch. And if you go back and look at the play, Chris Conley was number 1. Westbrook-Ikhine was number 2, right?
Yeah.
Conley released, got in the way. Westbrook-Ikhine ran the route like this and was open up down the sideline. Nice throw from Ryan Tannehill, 15-yard gain to change their move. That's an example of using scheme to make it happen. You look at the Chigga-Compo touchdown. You have your crossers, right? When you have those double crossers, that beats zone, that beats man. So how you want to play me, I don't care. We're going to beat it. And that's really what it boiled down to. This crosser coming this way, opened up for a compo underneath. He caught it, helicoptered into the end zone, and the crowd goes wild.
Yeah. That's
scheme. So you have to mix that in. But then on top of that, protection. And you notice I'm focusing on the offense because that's the main problem. But you got to mix in protection. And, whether that's Dennis Daly, you got on the right side, guys got beat on the right side sometimes. Sometimes it's guys not getting open. You can only protect for so long. And so all that works hand in hand. And then when you look at the defense, it just
– I think injuries mostly.
The injuries. The injuries really. Not having David Long, not having Danico Autry. I give you another one off the top of the head. Evan Ingram's first touchdown. If you go back and watch that, you'll notice that you have Ingram from left to right running a crosser. There were 3 receivers on this side, right? The inside receiver ran a crosser. The other one ran and just kind of hooked up right there. And then the outside number 1, he ran and hooked up. And it was Monty Rice's job to drive down on Evan Ingram's crossing route. He reacted too late because, and understandably, you got 3 guys running your direction. You're reading, and then you got another one coming underneath. And so he was late on doing that. But see, one of the things, if you go back and watch a lot of the games previously, David Long is on that. Automatic on it. So injuries, right? Obviously, Danico Autry, we know the deal with him, what he brings to the table. Jeffrey Simmons not being 100%. Christian Fulton not playing. There's a lot.
Yeah. So, like you said, more focus on the offense than the defense. Again, the defense has its problems, but I think, again, injury concerning for the defense. Offense, it's who's pass protection. It's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. And I don't think a lot of people like to just name jab and kind of throw names out there. And you can't. Like I said, football is a team sport, and you got to look at things from the outside view. And that's why I brought you in, because you know it better than anyone else, man. So now we play the Chargers, right? Again, young quarterback, likes to throw the ball. Again, if we have Danico Autry out, our pass rush has not been good lately. Not healthy. Where do we see this right now? It doesn't look good for the Titans, I feel like.
It doesn't look good for the Titans, but one thing I would try to do with Herbert is and they did this against Deshaun Watson a couple years ago, and it worked. A lot of rotating your safeties into different coverages. You show cover 1 look, and you rotate them back into cover 2. So that way he's taking a picture pre-snap, but then post-snap, that picture is changing. So now that gives him that, and then that gives the guys up front a little bit extra time to come home. The other thing I would do, especially when you have a guy like Kevin Byard, you give that 2 safety look, and then you drop him down into a robber position. That could give you a quick opportunity to get an interception. So those are the things what I'm trying to say is you do everything you can to confuse Justin Herbert, because he will put the ball in harm's way. So that's what I would do. And in addition to that, I would work some blitzes. They showed there were a couple blitzes Amani Hooker went on as a nickel back. And I think that's something that they like to do a lot with Elijah Molden. I would get into that with Amani Hooker and give him the chance to do that. I would send the linebackers, but that's where not having David Long Jr. is such a crutch, because he, I said it before, if you picture yourself on the freeway, right, and you see like an Aston Martin or like a high-end sports car just weaving through traffic, like that's how he makes his way to the quarterback. Those guys come and they try to get him, and he just weaves around them, and they can't touch him, and that's how he gets pressure. So those are some of the things I would do: blitz and try to confuse.
Well, like I said, we'll see. It's gonna be again, it was a heartbreaking loss. Again, the crowd was not with it. Obviously, they were giving. I heard there was a lot of booze in Nissan.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they said it was probably one of the worst boos or loud for a very long time. So, but you know what? It's understandable. But I mean, it's on to the next one. I mean, we're still. I mean, we're still in the AFC. I mean, we're still top of the AFC South as of right now. And like I said, it's us to lose. You know, if we lose that spot, it's only on the Titans. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be any more changes. Do you think there's going to be any more changes to this roster, or just the style, or I think they're going to go with what they got, to be honest with you.
Yeah, style-wise, I think they're going to be the same, because you just can't jerk the wheel on at this point.
Yeah.
But I would say this: I would expect the unexpected. I mean, I never expected John Robinson to get fired. I didn't expect Ola to get released either.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one. Schobert, I mean, it's somewhat of a surprise, but not really. So who knows what could be next? I just, at this point, I don't see how you fire the OC. I don't think Todd Downing should be fired. I don't see how I don't see a need to make any more changes, really, except for the tackle position. That's something, you know. Raven Clark must really be bad. And
it's crazy, man.
And crazy. DeMarco Jones must really be injured, because I don't know.
Just to not have no, and again, it's talent, it's whatever. Like you said, there has to be that there's no way that you as a coach can be like, yeah, that we're gonna roll with that. I mean, unless that's all he's got.
Yeah. And you know, the thing is, there are some times where, because like if you go back and look at the Eagles game, he absolutely pancaked Jordan Davis. Like, he had a couple pretty good plays, but it's just, you got to look at big picture. Like, even look yesterday, you know, he had one where he got into the pile and he drove when Derrick Henry was going, you know, pushed up and he got out and he was hyping. You know, I'm like, okay, that's what you need. But you got to look at big picture, man. It's just like any like a relationship, right? You weigh the pros and cons, and the cons outweigh the pros. You got to go. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Like I said, and most of the pass plays that, you know, Tannehill did for I think Westbrook Akina, he got lit up as he threw it. And again, it was Daly coming in through the other side. But we'll see what happens. But I want to say thank you. I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate your work that you do, man. And we'll definitely have you back on. Love to have you on again, man. But Tehran, it's always good seeing you at the game when I do come by. So I appreciate everything, bro.
Yeah, no doubt, man. You know it's all love.
All right, bro. Have a good one, all right?
All right.